The more we learn about Russia's extensive months-long cyber attack on nearly every major federal agency, the worse the story looks for everyone involved. New York Times reports the U.S. government failed to detect the attack despite spending tens of billions of dollars on cyber offensive capabilities over the last few years. Government only learned about it when a private security firm reported they themselves were hacked. The Times describes the espionage attack as, quote, among the greatest intelligence failures of modern times. After a briefing today, House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff released a broad, vague statement saying, in part, the seriousness and duration of this attack demonstrate that we still have enormous and urgent work to do to defend our critical information networks, that we must move quicker than our adversaries to adapt. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal has been far more vocal with his concerns, tweeting yesterday, quote, stunning. Today's classified briefing on Russia's cyber attack left me deeply alarmed, in fact, downright scared. Americans deserve to know what's going on. Declassify what's known and unknown. And Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut joins me now. Obviously, Senator, you can't speak to classified information, but how would you, I mean, there is obviously a lot of cyber espionage that happens among major powers in this world right now. We know the U.S. has offensive capabilities as well as defensive ones. We know there are attempts at intrusions that many countries have done. Why is this different to your mind from a policy perspective? What marks this as so alarming?
What made me so alarmed and scared and, frankly, angry was the apparent scope and magnitude of this breach. And frustratingly to me, I'm not at liberty to disclose most of what I know. But the fact is, the American people deserve to know, because this attack was virtually an act of war. And I think that the vulnerability is not only as to Russia, which unfortunately this administration has coddled and cozied over the last 4 years, but also to other nation states and other hackers. So we need an overhaul, after we clean up this mess, of our nation's cyber defenses. And you just mentioned a potential commission to look into the pandemic, a 9/11 type commission. I actually have sponsored a bill along with Adam Schiff to do that kind of bipartisan, non-political commission, looking at the reasons and the faults and mistakes made in connection with the pandemic. But also, we may need the same kind of objective, commission-like review of our cyber defenses here. Because if you look at the webpage of FireEye, it's virtually a who-who of corporations and defense contractors.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the fact that this was a private security firm figuring out the vulnerability before apparently the U.S. government did, and also being much more transparent and open about what's happening. We've been getting very, very little from the federal government whatsoever. You said virtually an act of war, and that's language similar to what Dick Durbin used, senator from Illinois. And, you know, the thing that scares me the most about this, right, is some escalatory back and forth in which we end up in actual, you know, war that initiates with some sort of cyber intrusion. Why do you use that term? What does that mean to you when you say that? And what does it mean about the understanding of different geopolitical actors about what you can and can't do?
What it means is, frankly, that we need to make the Russians pay a price and reset our relationship with them so that they actually fear us. When General Nakasone was confirmed by our committee to be in charge of Cyber Command, he said, our enemies don't fear us in the realm of cyber. Well, apparently, they don't fear us much more than they did then. And in this realm, as in so many where we have adversaries and potential attackers, we need to show them that we will respond proportionately, not a tit for tat, not leading to escalation, but simply in the same way that they have attacked us. And it could be in sanctions, it could be in covert cyber actions. But most important, we need to strengthen our defenses, because this vulnerability indicates that those defenses certainly are at best effective.